Zoom thing.
Oh, yeah, we got it.
We got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. And we are live. Finally. Talk about wonderful a morning of technology challenges. Well, and we have feedback. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're going to celebrate. Celebration. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our beautiful, wonderful conversation today where we get to talk to our amazing tribe host, Taga, about her really inspirational tribe in restoring your inner money guru. So, thank you for joining us today, Taga, and thank you for putting up with all the tech challenges that we face in our world. So, I said, welcome, welcome,
Oh, it's
welcome,
good to
welcome.
be here, as
It is.
always.
It is. I like
Our new normal.
our new normal, our challenges, our conversations that we're having regularly, which I really enjoy because we're going to get to start to grow on different topics all around money and things. So what I want to know is like you've developed this tribe that is really really helpful to for women who anyone who has any financial challenges, any
Mm.
aspects around money, but not just financial challenges, it's also self worth too, isn't it? And then
Oh,
it's a connection.
absolutely. And I think that's what most people realize is when we get into these conversations, it goes deep. Like we're not afraid to go into the real deep conversations around money and where that's coming from and exploring that. But it has to be a space where you feel that you can not only share what's going on, but you get to move through that. And I think that's the key thing is it's one thing to reflect and talk about the things that have occurred. It's another thing to explore the impacts and maybe the trauma responses that have occurred in and around those types of experiences. And we've all experienced it with COVID,
Yes.
and what earning income looks like and control and the loss of control. So yeah, these are conversations that need to be had because we are breaking free from a lot of the patriarchal conversations that have had in the past. I think for most of us, we're realizing that it's not just about a budget. It's not something that a simple budget can fix on its own. So yeah, it's a really passionate place to be in, and just the immediate benefits and outcomes that we get to share together in the space. Like it really uplifts me. It really empowers me to keep going, keep pushing forward, because people are ready to have these conversations.
They are. They are. And that's why I just want to, honor you for bringing your experience, your passion, your wisdom, and your expertise into our community and sharing it with, any women out there who would like to, work on any issue, any question, any aspect of finances, and that can range from all different topics, which we're going to go over during our conversations. But what I'd like to ask you for today to start with
Mm.
is I know you've shared your experiences before, your personal experiences, which is so inspirational because it happens to a lot of women in different ways. But would you be able to just share your experience again from how you
Yeah,
went
absolutely.
from having a lot to nothing and to now where you are now?
Quite interesting that you're asking this, Sophia, because I was on I was telling you before, I've been on webinars since 2:30 this morning, Queensland time, and this conversation is very similar. And the topic was from breakdown to breakthrough. And you often need to have a breakdown to have a breakthrough. And so, and I think, my story started, well, no, it didn't start then, but the breakdown is where my line in the moment sort of came. But that was when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was 39 then. That was 17 years ago. And the thing that really was a deeper breakdown from that is when we had our finances just go absolutely huge mess. There was so much financial trauma around that. But in the 17 years since moving through that situation, and my background is actually in banking, my background is in mortgage brokering. So there was a lot of shame after the losses that we had because there was so much pressure on me. I mean, come on, I had all this knowledge, and how is it that I wasn't able to protect our family from this occurring? So my breakthrough has come in trying to understand, well, how is it that I had all this knowledge in my thinking brain, yet everything fell apart? And what I've really focused on is understanding the emotional side, that continues to be a big emotional narrative around money and how we make decisions, around the way that we spend, about the way that we invest, and that we continue to invest. Sometimes, typically there'll be a lot of people that have the idea that I can put money aside and I'll watch it build up. But then something about the urges come through when you dip into that and you're not able to maintain that savings. Like there's a reason for this happening. And that's been my breakthrough, is to understand actually what have been the emotional, the underlying drivers. And it's stuff that is beyond the budget. It's stuff that's beyond the affirmations. Yes, those are really good tools to have, but for me, I had to go deeper. And I began to realize after working with hundreds of families, so I pivoted in my career from banking and finance industry into financial counselling and the community work that was done there. So I've worked with hundreds of families that it wasn't the COVID that, changed things. It was a life event. So whether it be, a breakup, a family breakup, or events that have been beyond your control, as the collective knows at the moment has been COVID, there is stuff that happens to us all the time, that are thrown at us all the time, that are outside of our control. And so our decisions around how we spend our money, how we invest our money, that all falls into place as well. So I work mainly with people that are actually coming forward because it's the money that's been the stress. But often, and I say this a lot, how we do one thing is how we do all things in our life. So when we work with the money part, all the other parts in our lives just seem to fade away. It's really empowering.
It is, and I totally agree with you, and would like to, like I said, acknowledge you again, because I'm part of your tribe. Like it's one of the very few tribes that I come along as a member, and there is so much benefit there. And from you sharing your personal story, there's a lot of women go through similar things. Whether it is through illnesses or tragedy in whatever way, losing something, losing someone close to you, losing your job unexpectedly, when COVID happening, all these situations that life brings us, but knowing that you're able to help people to overcome them, to put plans into place, so when stuff doesn't happen, we don't get affected so much, right? And then to overcome whatever we are affected by.
Yeah, and it's we know that these things are going to be coming at us. It's how do we manage that from an internal system? How do we know when our system's being triggered into a trauma response that then is impacting the way that we relate and make decisions around money. So it's an empowering thing, you know, when we've got society and lots of what we see on social media. We're now seeing all this fear mongering about recession, you know, this cycle of recession coming in, and most of us are only exposed to what we see in the commercial news. And so that in and of itself throws your system into whole triggers. Oh, my parents went through this. Oh, I've been through this cycle before. Oh, this happened, you know, in 2008. The same thing's going to happen. All these things, you know, real estate is getting expensive, or, you know, are we dropping in value? The cost of rental and the cost of just our everyday living is being challenged. So how do we stay focused? How do we stay grounded in our system? And when do we know that we're starting to go into a trauma response? So it's a really powerful conversation. Quite interesting, because I have a weekly meeting within the Restore Your Inner Money Guru, and I will often have information prepared that I can present. But very often we will actually go on a different tangent and speak into what's coming into the space at that time. And I'm very big on that. I'm very big about trusting what's coming up in the moment and really speaking into that, because generally it's a collective. We normally find what someone brings to the table is a collective thing. People can say, and I get this because I still work on the phones as well in a capacity of financial capabilities, and we notice themes that come through on the phones. So I always say, trust what's coming up, because often that is something that you need to lean into, or we get to lean into. We invite ourselves to lean into.
Yes, sorry, I was just muted there. Yeah, and again, like I just, you know, it's really agreeing with everything that you said. And for anyone out there who is watching, we do have a few people watching the live and the recording when we put the recording up in various places as well. Now, come and join Tanga's tribe, the Restore Your Inner Money Guru tribe. We will put the links in the comments, because it's for any women, you know, any woman who wants to restore their inner self, restore their relationship with money, to become, you know, to be able to get in control of your finances and stuff. Now, Tanga, usually you meet weekly?
Usually we meet weekly on Sundays at 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So daylight savings time is 3 p.m. on Sundays. Yeah. But this particular Sunday is my hubby's birthday, so we've got lots of things going on. So it'll be the following, the 30th. Yeah,
the 30th. Yeah. Not a problem. I really look forward to it. And of course, anyone who is part of our community, our tribe community, and you'd like to join Restore Your Inner Money Guru, really do recommend it. Just pop into the village and fill in a quick join the tribe form, and we'll get you added to that. But if you're not part of the tribes, then do really consider joining Tanga's tribe, because you can join now just for $1 Australian. Right, and you get to come to 3 weeks of Tanga's tribe meetings, which is usually, you know, every three meetings. Because for $1 you get 21 days complimentary, and not just one tribe but all our tribes if you wish to. And then after that it's just $15 Australian a month. So we will put all those links in the comments. And Tanga, I know you're off to help people with their finances, but before we leave, until we connect again next month, is there anything else that you would like to share about Restore Your Inner Money Guru, about connecting to the energy of money, to our relationship with money?
I think one of the things that I've noticed is a major moment when I'm speaking with people is to trust your instincts, because we lose that trust when we're in the middle of financial stress or hardship. We lose that trust in ourselves. And I often encourage people to lean into that. If there are red flags happening to you where you're not able to be an important voice in the decisions that are made around your finances and how you spend. If you are holding on to a job or a career simply to pay the debt, if that's holding you into a way that is toxic for you because it's no longer aligned with you, those are some really good red flags. Because it might be that you can't quite see beyond that right now. But if you're feeling these things around money and you're not even able to fully express yourself, those are some really good things to lean into. And I would invite you then to pop in, do exactly what Sophia's described here, and jump in, honor what's coming up for you. Avoidance is a big thing as well. If we're avoiding opening envelopes and looking at bank statements or going into your bank account, those are red flags to say lovingly to yourself, I wonder what's really happening here. Let's just approach this with some curiosity, without judgment, and just take the next step. And if that next step is to join up or come along and come to 3 sessions plus any of the other ones that are available on this amazing tapestry of options available to you, that's a really good place to start.
It is. So thank you for sharing that. And I just wanted, when you mentioned, that if we're avoiding anything, and I had to laugh then, because before your tribe started, I was avoiding looking at my bank account, but now I'm loving looking at my bank account. Every time we have a tribe meeting, I go in there and go, yes, let's do this, and developing that energy. Love it again. So for anyone out there who is avoiding looking at their bank account, great reason to come and join Restore Your Inner Money Guru, and I can pretty much guarantee you will develop a very healthy relationship with your bank account. Plus so much more. Thank you ever so much, Taga, for joining us today. It's really, and you've got to have a laugh. Thank you, like I said, for putting up with all the tech issues that we had. And I really look forward to your next meeting, and I also look forward to our next conversation in a month's time, roughly, where we can go into deeper things about different aspects of restoring your inner money guru.
Amazing. Mwah.